Hey guys, this is Fun Fox. I'm starting my second video. This video is titled the BookTube Newbie Tag. This was supposed to be my first video. I completely forgot that that's how you're supposed to start. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin with the question. And question number one is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I want to inspire people to read. I also gave the same answer in my first video, which is titled My Mission. I have this mission because there's this statistic that shows that not too many people like to read. And I fell under that category. When I was younger, I did not like to read. I think the reason for that was in school I was forced to learn stuff that I wasn't interested. As time passed, I picked up a book about a subject that I'm interested about. Luckily, I found a book that was easy to read as well. And then it was a huge discovery for me that reading is not boring at all. It's actually very fun and it can be very, very addicting if you are reading about stuff that you like. Hopefully, you guys, after watching these videos, you might be encouraged to pick up a book about, obviously not about something I particularly read necessarily, but something about that you like. That's basically my mission with this channel. Second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I have watched many videos and they talk about YA, young adult books, other categories, a little bit about science, a lot about science fiction, a lot about romance books, the Harry Potter series, some Disney books. I haven't read many books in these genres, I have to be honest. I have read some fictional books. I'll make a video about that in the future. I don't see many channels where they talk about books where it comes to history, biographies, books about finance. Actually, those are subjects that I find interesting. That's what got me into reading. I think that's something maybe I can bring to this community. Maybe talk about more about those subjects, about people who are interested about finances, about science. I also am interested into that, history, and hopefully I can make good videos that you guys also find interesting. What are you most excited about this new channel? I am very excited to meet and make new friends through BookTube. I already have people I can talk to in my daily life, who I can talk to about the ideas and thoughts that I have about books. But I think I can reach even more people by joining this community. I have watched many videos in this community and you could see the passion, you could see how people are very into lecture. I am thrilled to just share with you my ideas and then also hear from you guys. That's basically one of the things that I look forward to. Why do you love reading? For me, reading is a very good way to learn new things. By just picking up a book, I realize it's like a hack that someone in the past went through something similar to what I did. That person wrote down his or her notes and there, put it in a book. By me reading these person notes on how to do the things that I want to do was a hack. And it only costed me, well, not too much money. Sometimes it varies, but not too much. And even in the internet. So that's why I love reading. Another reason is I am from Peru. I actually come from a very little town in Peru. Back when I was young, I thought my little town was all there is to see. Through reading, now I outgrew my little town. Reading just helped me through that, and traveling, but mostly reading. What book or scenes got you into reading? I am a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki's books. He is an author about books about finance. I found that his style of writing is very easy to read. I picked up the habit of reading at age 16. I was a teenager back then. There were many things that I was dealing with at that time. I wanted to make something great, something big, and I didn't know how to start. I don't know what got into me that made me want to go to a bookstore in the States. It's called Barnes & Nobles. And as I was walking down this aisle, I found this book that the title itself was giving me an answer to my question. I was like, okay, cool. Let me pick it up. I read the entire book because it was easy to read, and then I read the other books that this author wrote, including Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this is one of his most famous ones, and so on. That just opened up my mind about how to do the things that I wanted to do. I would say those are the series that got me started to reading. Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't have many questions to my booktubers. I have watched many of their content. I see how passionate they are for reading. Even if it's just through a video, you could just feel it. You know, if this person was right in front of you. I don't have any questions for them because most of the time they make videos and all the things that they say in their videos answers all the questions, most of the questions that I have. The only thing I would say is I would love to meet some of you if you guys ever watch this video. I would love to meet with you guys and share your thoughts about the books that you like to read, and vice versa. I would also like to exchange my views and see if we can learn something new for each other. That's really it. Can we be friends? That's really the only thing I wanted to say. What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So I already have my daily routine, what I have to do in the mornings, in the afternoons, and in the evenings. I have many hobbies, and one of them is reading, and that takes a lot of my time. And now, because I'm starting this venture, I have to make even more time to sit in front of a camera, make videos, so that I can speak with all of you guys, so I can have some sort of connection. Other than that, I don't see anything else. Oh, maybe make entertaining videos. The booktubers that already exist out there, they make great content. I don't think I can ever reach that level of enthusiasm or creativity that they have. I do hope maybe that by talking about the things that I love, maybe then I can become more excited about talking about the things that I'm going to be talking in these videos. When did you start reading? I started reading in school, but I only read in school enough to get by, enough to get my homework done, and that's it. At age 16, when I needed to find an answer for the problems that I was having, I decided to go to a bookstore. I went to Barnes & Nobles, and I was very lucky that the minute I walked into the store to find the book that changed everything for me when it comes to reading. Where do you read is the next question. I like to read specifically in quiet places. So normally that would be in my bedroom, but in my bedroom there are many distractions. And number one would be my computer, I would say. Other than that, it would be my bed. It's very comfy to sit there. And other things than that, well, I guess I have TV where I can watch Netflix. When I read, I like to generally go to the library. So whether it's the public library in the city where I live or the library of the college where I'm currently going. So I find these places to be the perfect place for me to read because everything's quiet, because it's an environment where you see a lot of people just focusing, because I see all these people just doing that. It makes me want to also do the same. This method might not work for everyone. This is just what works for me. But I can sit there for hours, and I mean hours, I'm not exaggerating. I can sit there for 4 or 5 hours with some bathroom breaks in between and get so much done. What kind of books do you like to read? I love reading books about finances, if I didn't make that clear enough. But I also like to every now and then read a book about science, because I also find that I learn so many new things when it comes to that subject. Last but not least, I would say my favorite kind of books would be biographies. Why biographies? Because if you think about it, there have been many people that existed way before you and I. And even though times might have been different back then, as in they didn't have a phone and all that technology stuff, but generally speaking, they went through the same things that you went through. Whether it is you didn't know how to make friends, you didn't know what job to choose, what decisions should I make in this particular situation. The situations that were back then were almost not completely different than what you and I are going through today. And some of them wrote down their journey as to how they went through this scenario and how they found a solution. Whether they learned it the hard way or not, they Some of them took notes, they turned it into a book, and now it's there for everyone to read. Some biographies I've read is from Steve Jobs, from Ben Franklin, from Albert Einstein, from Napoleon Bonaparte, and I can keep on going. These people, I think, were, most of them, what I like is they were self-made. They picked up a book whenever they wanted to teach themselves something, because they were true believers that they could be self-made. There are pros and cons with that. They wrote those notes down. By me taking in that information and using it into my daily life, I find it a heck. It's not very expensive to acquire this knowledge. I will be making videos every week, like I said, and if you guys like some of the books that I mentioned, or some of the genres, whether it is finance, biographies, history, science, what's your favorite book? Could you please write it down in the comments? I would love to hear from you guys. And for those of you that don't necessarily like these subjects, I know some of you like other subjects, like young adult books, when it comes to Harry Potter books, Disney books, romance books. I am also looking forward to getting myself more acquainted with these type of books. So maybe while watching your videos and responses or recommendations, I might be tempted to pick up a book from these subjects and get myself more acquainted with that world. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.